Hi friends, Namaskar. Myself Kiran Bambalkar, 25 years industry experience, and we are going to discuss today about the CFR. What is meant by CFR? Why US FDA creates the CFR? What is the importance of CFR? What types of CFR in the industry and why they implement this CFR? We will discuss in details. So CFR means the Code of Federal Regulation. It is decided and discovered by the United States nation, and there is a team of the regulatory federal government's team who are discovering these types of federal regulations. It is published by the people, and then it is governed and approved by the US FDA or US federal government's agency. How this is important and why this is important? There are, if we can say that why this CFR is important, CFR is important to control, organize the standardization throughout the standard practices, uniform law, globalization. For all these things, United States has organized these in 50 sectors, including some of like energy, engineering, labor, transportation, environment, food and drugs. Out of these all 50 regulations, we can apply in the pharmaceutical industry, that is the 21 CFR. 21 CFR, it also contains the part like 210 and 211. Apart from this, there is a 21 CFR Part 11. Part 11 discovered for the electronic data system, electronic management, record, signature, preservance and implementation. So this 21 CFR Part 11 is important. Now what about the CFR about 201? 201 is the material storage practices, current good manufacturing practices. This CFR is applicable to current good manufacturing practices, material handling, processes, storage, manufacturing, engineering, and all these process practices and simplification. 201 CFR is regulates all the controls and rules and regulations. 210 for the finished goods, how to handle like process, labeling practices, storage and material process practices, including stability, all these things. So why these types of CFRs are required? Why? What is the meaning of this CFR? Government, United States federal regulation regulates this CFR for the industry, for the transparency, standardization and globalization. Means everyone should know the rules, everyone should follow the rules, and everyone should work along as per the rules and regulation. To get the good quality standard into the society, these federal rules regulations is implemented. This is not implemented, it is followed and it is discovered by the United States for the transparency, standardization, globalization and uniform practices throughout the world. So whenever the FDA person comes for the audit, he brings his guidance, rules and regulation, and whenever auditor comes into facility, plant, premises, quality control, quality assurance, engineering, HVAC system, all these things mentioned in this CFR. How to be, what to be, and how it has to be implemented in the industry. So for all these things, CFR is required. CFR is nothing but the person's opinion. It is not by the person's opinion. It is the mandatory rules, regulation governed by the federal regulations and federal of government body agencies. These rules and regulations are required to implement in the pharmaceutical industry with the 21 CFR. 21 CFR covers your people, processes, practices, principles, manufacturing practices, storage practices, personnel, training, sanitization, cleaning, calibration, maintenance, all these types of things is covered. So these things ruled and mentioned each and every activity, how the facility to be, what to be the people, how people uh, should be trained on the activity, what type of processes, sanitization, cleaning, cleanliness, equipment calibration, equipment modification, equipment MOC, whether it is to be 304, 316, what type of MOC should be there. It is mentioned all these federal rules and regulation, and we govern, because if we govern and follow all these rules and regulation, we can say that our pharmaceutical industry is free from the observations, regulatory discrepancies and compliances in place. To follow the compliance practices, regulatory practices, pharmaceutical industry follows these rules and regulation like federal laws, federal regulations. This is important to implement in the pharmaceutical sector for the transparency, standardization, safety, efficacy, and the quality of the product. If this quality of the product is available, you can provide to each and every level of the patients, each and every stages for the patient's recovery. If we are not maintaining this type of practices, when the US FDA auditor comes, he gives you the observation against 21 CFR Part 11, 201, 211, like this. And there are the substandards. There are substandards like A, B, C. These are the subparts, and each and every part covers what type of rule should be for the plant, premises, processes, practices, engineering practices, change room practices, sanitization, cleanings. Uh, Apart from this, cleanliness, personal gowning, even though our wearings, utensils, and the contact parts of the equipment, each and everything is covered by these rules and regulation. If there are certain discrepancy, certain deviations, we can say that we are, and they are mentioning in their report, when the auditor or the regulatory inspector inside the facility observes, noted that the plant premises does not meets the requirement as per standard, this 21 CFR part 211, 210, or whatever is their standard ABC, and according to that they are raising the observations. There is no observations by their willingness or by their opinion base. This is not like that. They are never giving any observations on their thought process, opinions, or their uh, irrespective of the nature. They gives the observation only on the basis for the rules and regulation where we are not complying the practices and processes in the industry. With respect to the good manufacturing practices, we have to follow all the good manufacturing practices, including the raw material receipt, raw material storage, raw material sampling, raw material testing, raw material approval. Later on, when the material shifted to the manufacturing area, what is the process practices to be followed, like storage, weighing, checking, calibration, balance, verification, material verification, and all these stages are followed. When material takes inside, we have to check the labels, proper labels are there, approved label standard is there, all these things should be there. There are 4I principle mentioned in the 210 in the 21 CFR. If this complies, 4I principle means one person is doing, second person is verifying. If we are deviating this, it means we are not following the practices. What is the FDA always believe on YY principle. Each and every record they want to be traceable, traceability, transparency. Then we can say that evidences, all these things mandatory, required by the FDA. For the traceability, when you have manufactured the batch, when, what, how, where, whom, all these types of questions answer itself in their records and documents. Means who manufactured the batch, when manufactured the batch, who had checked the batch, at what time check, what is the quantity, how it is processed, all these questions answer. It covers into your regulatory and record document. If we are not maintaining, sometimes we are taking very lightly, we are not recording the document properly. Because of this malfunctioning of the document management, document recording, we are getting the observations. We are recording that batch is material is mixed in the RMG, but at what time we are keeping blank. So at what time means, if your standard is giving 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and if you are not mentioning, it means there is a discrepancy. You have not followed the process and practices which governs the malfunction of the practices and the discrepancy into the standard practices. So it covers, it goes through the observation. Apart from this, there should be standard manufacturing BMR, standard manufacturing formula. According to that standard manufacturing formula, we have to conduct the batch. Means each and every material should be weighed, all the material should be sifting, then mixing, then sizing, sieving, sometimes if required use the multi-mills as well, then sifting, sizing, sieving, then mixing, blending, compression, coating. Each and every stage should have a standard. We cannot say that we can manufacture the batch which with our assumptions. Our assumptions may be anything. If suppose batch we are taking 100 kg material, and after process if we are manufacturing, or if we are making the material 90 kg, 95 kg, we are okay, we are happy. But the government says that there should be a standard. What are the limits? Predefined limits, like not less than 98% yield. It means you are binded with the rules. When process is done, there should not be losses more than 2%. Your batch yield should be within the below 98, or not less than 98%. Means above the 98 yield should be there, not less than 98. This type of standard should be there, this type of regulation should be there. Weighing, then all the details, records, evidences, printouts, all should attach with the batch manufacturing record. Area cleanliness, when it is cleaned, by whom it is cleaned, at what time clean, what is the cleaning time, which is the sanitizing agent, which is the cleaning agent, preparation of cleaning agent, who has prepared, who has approved, what much, what are the quantity, what is the concentration, all these things is required. If you forgot anything out of this, it means we are giving opportunity to the auditor to make the observation. So we should be very careful. We should not deviate discrepancy in any stage into the area, process, or manufacturing stages. Apart from this, when the batch is compressed, we have to monitor all the critical parameters like hardness, thickness, weights, your punch setting, we can say that machine speed. If all these things are monitored, and if it is governed by the electronic data management system, you can take a printout of that PLC parameter, you can take a printout of the standard parameters and attach to the BMR. So whenever auditor come, you can show all the evidences to the auditor. Even though during FBD process, we can attach all the FBD process, set temperature, inlet temperature, outlet temperature, fluid bed temperature, atomization pressure, exhaust temperature, inlet temperature, all these parameters covered in the printout of the FBD, and you can attach that printout to the BMR. Apart from this, the electronic data management system 21 CFR Part 11, it is means who did activity, when did activity, what the activity's nature, by whom it is released, by whom it is approved, released, rejected, all these things should be covered. Means it is the password protected system. Whenever you log in into your system, you can work. Whenever you exit, you can log out. And all these things to be recorded in the system, when log in, when log out, who did the process, who reviewed the process, who approved the process, all these things should be covered. This is all into the 21 CFR Part 11. All these rules and regulation governed by the US FDA. CFR means Code Federal of Regulations. All these things required. We have to monitor, we have to maintain this thing. If we follow all these basic things, I will definitely guarantee you your facility will not have a critical observation with respect to storage practices, with respect to your quarantine practices, maintaining temperature, RH, humidity, all these things. Area should be qualified, area should be calibrated, all equipment should be calibrated and maintain their records of the preventive maintenance, machine history, all these things will be covered. And all it is required because all it is